This is my bamboo factory. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's not a factory, that's just a small building, and you're so right. I'm honestly surprised no one called me out on this when I first built it. A factory implies a certain level of size, so unless you're an ant, this just isn't it. So today, we are building a bigger and better bamboo factory, alongside of course a bigger and better bamboo farm, which will hopefully give us a constant supply of wood that we can use for other projects. As always, the most important thing when beginning any new build is location, location, location. We of course need it close by to the base because it's going to be passively working in the background, so it's got to be in loaded chunks. And I think the build itself is going to suit a grassier surrounding as opposed to snow, which means we have got to stay out of the mountains. And I think over here is going to be a pretty good spot. We've got the dam on one side of us, the power plant just beyond the bridge there, and all of this is just nothing but trees, so it honestly could kind of use a build here. After a little bit of landscaping, we now have a nice flat area that we can work with. Now we're going to build the farm before the factory, mainly so we can just make sure everything is in a working and functioning order, because let's be honest, with me there's always a chance that it's not. And we're going to build it underground because bamboo farms are not the prettiest thing, especially when you're working on a really large scale. Thankfully, last episode we built this. A machine to boost our entire base with beacons at the push of a button. Please tell me you still work. I have haste. You're just gonna have to take my word for it that there are 25 beacons surrounding me right now. That's all the proof I have. My poor pickaxes. They've seen better days, that's for sure. But it's alright, because we now have a giant hole, which is a pretty good start. Luckily for my tools, there is the new coupler reactor just over this way a bit. For the first time ever, I didn't have enough XP to fully fix my tools. But that's fine, I've got enough to keep me going for a while. And by the way, I haven't shown you this in a hot minute. We have enough fuel from this reactor. Yeah, more than I'll ever need. So this bamboo farm has a few sections we need to make. First up being the rail system to collect all of the items. Then the actual bamboo itself, along with plenty of lighting to make sure it all grows to full length. Of course, we need a flying machine to harvest the bamboo. And then a bunch of redstone, which I'll try my best to explain. Okay, here we go. This is a segment I like to call a primarily Minecraft builder does his best to try and explain his horrendously ugly and all over the place redstone to the best of his ability, even though he doesn't really understand how it works himself. Catchy, I know. Alright, okay, where do I even start? I guess over here. This is a flying machine. We all know what that is, right? This is what's taking out the bamboo. Eventually it'll be connected up to a manual override system, so I can just press a button and send it on its way if I want to, but at the moment it's set up on a roughly 45-minute timer right here. Now this isn't my idea, but it's simply two ether hopper clocks next to each other. This one is completely full up of items, whereas this one has a measly 12. So basically, once this one moves over all of its items, it'll shift the redstone block back, and I think every other time it'll then send one of these items over, so it's basically just a way to make a really long timer. Because, as you may have guessed, this farm is going to be a little bit laggy, so I don't really want it firing all that often. But when it does, it'll obviously send the flying machine off on its way, and at the same time it'll also depower this redstone line, powering this redstone line going into a dropper, which is just totally full up of sugarcane. I'm using sugarcane because I have way too much and I just use it as a filler item really. But they get fired out into a cobweb here, which just slows it down a little bit before it hits the pressure plate here, giving the flying machine time to go through all of the bamboo and pretty much back again before sending the minecart hoppers on their way to collect the items. Are we following? I hope so, but honestly, just don't worry if not. And finally, the minecart hoppers will deposit all of the items into these 10 sections, and then they go into 2 separate bubble columns. One of them is right up there. So that's the farm. It's probably just best if I show you really. So I think if I just break this redstone, yep, we can manually override the farm and make a lot of particles and a lot of lag and a lot of items. But as you can see, hopefully that would have shot a sugarcane into the cobweb. So while the flour machine is doing its thing, this is slowly falling towards the pressure plate. There we go, and the minecart hoppers go on their way, and as you can see, basically all of the bamboo has been taken care of already. They come up here to these hoppers and get rid of all their items. Now, there probably will be a little bit of despawnage just because it's going to take a while for all of these to unload, but through my testing, it gets basically all of the items, and honestly, it's going to make so much. It's fine if there's a little bit of loss. We do also have the sugarcane here staying for 5 minutes on this pressure plate, so the minecart hoppers will keep on continuously going around until this despawns. Honestly, all you need to know is the farm's done, it was a massive headache, and I don't want to do redstone for a little while now. But as you can see, the bamboo is just kind of floating here up at the top of these bubble columns, which kind of needs sorting. It's missing the factory side of things. Yeah, definitely bigger than the other one. And better. This is a good improvement, I'd say. It's definitely got that factory look to it, I would say, as well as hinting at it being an actual bamboo factory with those stalks growing up at the top and the moss kinda seeping down the chimney stack. It's also got plenty of factory amenities, shall we say, like some tanks just outside over here, and then just beside it, a pulley system crane sort of thing. Basically, it's dotted with a bunch of fun little details that just bring a whole lot of life to the build and make it look as though something's actually happening inside of here. Can't quite say that's true at the moment. It will be, we'll get to it soon enough, but right now this is very empty and just sort of a bit of a mob farm. But first of all, there's something I want to try out here a second. So we've got a couple of these scaffoldings set up just on the side of the smokestack part of the factory. And I wanted this here to kind of look as though, you know, some repairs are being done. But if you look around, it doesn't really look like it needs repairs. Everything is fine. But I thought, since we're using the mushroom blocks here with the walls, if you place a mushroom block on another one and then break it, it kind of strips the front face off. So we could just maybe dot a few of these around and sort of make it look as though, you know, the wall needs repairing or just touching up a little bit. I like that. It just gives a reason as to why the scaffolding's here in the first place. Something that you may be wondering is why we're using glass for the chimney smoke instead of actual campfire smoke. And one, I just think it looks pretty good. Similar sort of effect to the nuclear power plants in the background. But also, lag. Every day my world gets a little bit laggier. It makes sense. I've been playing in here for a very long time. There's a lot of builds with a lot of moving parts and particles. It's nothing awful. I don't want you to worry. The world isn't going anywhere. I just need to be a little bit more conscious about what I'm using in my builds. Hence not placing 16 campfires at the top of the building to get some moving smoke. Instead, we'll just have still smoke. In all fairness, I'm probably pretty overdue a PC upgrade, but that won't be happening anytime soon. So for now, I need to make sure I don't kill my world with lag. And I also need to go to bed because it is dark. So this factory needs to be split up into a few different rooms. The first room is going to be where the bamboo pieces get turned into full bamboo blocks, using some pipes to move the items around up from the farm and into some autocraft systems before sending them up to the second level, where those full blocks are going to be picked up and moved into an official resting place. Sounds like I'm building them a grave. I mean a storage system. But we're doing that using copper golems, mainly because that is honestly the best way I could think of how to do this. I tried to do some pipe work to get them to go straight into the system, but I just couldn't make it work with the size of the room whilst also making it look good. So we've got ourselves a little helper. And finally, the bamboo graveyard storage system. I mean, basically just a bunch of chests for a bunch of bamboo wood. Well, hopefully, I guess now will be the test because we can connect the farm up to the pipework here. Now, we're missing the water stream, but in theory, I should be able to just dig down a couple of blocks. There it is, and fall into the bubble column. And the same with that one over there. Alrighty, we are now completely linked up with our pipework, going into the auto crafter and then up to the second level. Now all we've got to do is test it. So we're going to actually set up the manual override here with our observer line. So if we just dig down here, and we're going to connect this up to the observer line that's already situated right here. And when we connect this, it should fire the flying machine. I'm a little bit nervous because I haven't seen the flying machine go yet. I probably just missed it, but I'm scared I've broken it. Probably haven't though. I'm sure we are fine. Okay, here goes. I'm not liking how I can't hear anything. Oh, nope. That sounds like bamboo being broken. There goes the minecart hoppers, collecting up hopefully most of the bamboo. Flying machine is returning as normal. Okay, all seems to be working well down here. Let's just go back up to the top and make sure I've connected everything up okay. Oh yes, look at that. Here comes the bamboo straight into the hopper. And then we should... There we go, very slowly because it's not a bubble column, it's just solid water blocks. But see the bamboo being sent up the top. And then up here, our copper golem should be carrying bamboo blocks over to the chest. Oh, wonderful. You love to see it. Good, good. The bamboo blocks are then going into the storage system there. Everything, oh, sorry about that, seems to be in running, functioning order. The only thing I think we need to do now is just add a way down to the farm itself, which is what this wall partition is. It's going to lead to a staircase. I don't have absolute faith in the flying machine not breaking. There's always a chance it could go to unloaded chunks when it's mid-flight, so I need an easy access if I need to fix a thing. It's nothing special, but we now have official access so we can get into the farm pretty easily, which, by the way, is working stupendously well. I think it's fired twice, so even if we're getting a little bit of loss, that's more than enough, and I can easily increase the speed of how fast the flying machine fires, but, you know, that's a pretty good amount. Okay, yeah, now we need to do something here. I spent a really long time racking my brain trying to think on what I could make for this part of the build. In the end, nothing was coming to mind, so instead, we've got another bamboo farm. Now, just let me explain. So, this farm makes bamboo blocks. Oh, well, that's something. I guess that flicks every now and again. That's fine. This farm makes bamboo, just the regular kind. So on the odd occasion that I need some just bamboo stalks for scaffolding, or I'm doing some nature type builds, whatever, I can just come up here and smack it with my sword. Nothing wrong with a bit of manual labor. I have set up a couple of these copper golems in sort of charging stations on each level, just to kind of suggest that maybe these are the guys that actually do the harvesting. But obviously they don't, and it's all entirely me. Truth be told, I mainly just want the blocks, which are steadily going up more and more every single harvest, which is great. I don't think I ever actually explained why we've made the bamboo block farm. Obviously, bamboo wood can be used for any type of crafting recipe, so save me using any other wood type that I might use for building, I can instead now use bamboo. So if I ever need to make a ton of chests or a ton of hoppers, ton of barrels, composters, whatever it may be, I have hopefully a near infinite supply of bamboo blocks. You've really got your work cut out, buddy. And since we've got the bamboo farm on a timer and we're situated at the base, this will continue to pump out bamboo at a pretty steady rate. And even if it's not a near infinite supply and we just get some bamboo, worst comes to worst, we've got a pretty cool looking build at the base. So thank you everybody so much for watching, I really hope you did enjoy, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.